Welcome to Elevation Nation with your hosts Sam Panich and Parker Yablon. Elevation Nation is a community focused on bringing together young adults who are elevating themselves and others every day. Each Thursday, we take 15 minutes to talk about what's going on in the real world and touch on all the great things that Elevation Nation is up to.
What's up, Elevation Nation? May 14th, 2026. Sam, how you doing, brother?
I'm great, Parker. How are you? I know we're flip-flopping being world travelers. First it was me last week. Now it's you this week, living out of hotel beds. You hanging in there, buddy?
I really think I should bring my pillow idea to life.
I agree.
At Elevation Nation, if you're listening, I have a business idea for you, and I think you can make a lot of money on it if you can make it happen. Basically, you know how you get to a hotel, and the pillows always suck. I'm someone who needs a nice firm pillow. Every pillow, I feel like a hotel, you put your head and it just goes right to the mattress. What if there was a way to basically select a pillow a couple days beforehand, and that pillow gets sent to the hotel that you're staying at, and you pay a premium for it. And yeah, I would pay a lot of money for that. How much money would you pay to have the pillow that works perfectly for you at a hotel, Sam?
At least $50, dude.
$20 a night.
Without it.
I actually think $20 a night.
I'm with you. Well, I hope you get
Should
some
we
good
quit
rest.
Elevation Nation and just do this pillow idea?
No, I think you just need to invest in pillows for yourself and just bring them with you.
And
a separate suitcase full of pillows.
That doesn't sound fun, or yeah. So that's that, but I digress. The topic for today, I came across this stat that just came out, and I was a little shocked by it because I thought that the industry was going one way and it's going the complete opposite. And it's called the side hustle crash. Let me talk through this data point. In quarter 2, 2026, there was a study done where Gen Z and Millenials responded to this survey, and it showed a 30% drop in new businesses this year, basically saying that young people are citing severe burnout and demand for hobbies that do not require monetization. So basically it's saying that people are actually not spending as much time on side hustles as they used to. Very interesting. Why do you think that is, Sam?
I think it's pretty intimidating compared to the last 5 years. I know a lot of people said AI is going to help. I think it scares a lot of people away. Them thinking that, well, if AI can do all this, then can I really out hustle and out grind my way to make this business work? I think that's got to be part of it. I think also a lot of people are getting laid off more than they were when things were secure about 5 or 10 years ago, Parker. And so I think people are realizing that they need to focus and double down on their full-time job to try to not be in the next round of layoffs. So that's my guess of the two buckets that are impacting people.
Yeah, but then you go on the other side of it. It's like, okay, if you're expecting that things are going to change at work, wouldn't you want to get ahead of it and try to build your own thing or get something moving so that if you do happen to be part of a company that lays you off, that you have at least something to fall back on? Or maybe people are not that smart.
No, I don't think it's a smart thing. I think people go where things feel solid. And I think money that is consistent, like a salaried W-2, is a lot more consistent in people's minds and solid than trying to make a startup or a side hustle turn into their full-time business. And so I think for people that are feeling unsteady or uneasy, it's easier to say, I'm going to focus full-time on my 9-to-5 job, even if they feel uncertainty in that, because at least then they're able to keep their head down and try to make that work and potentially switch into another job that's full-time if they get laid off. Whereas I think the creativity that comes from having a side hustle is when you feel solid, when you feel good at what you're doing. And I think for us, Parker, we can say that firsthand. Once we got us into the swing of things with our real jobs and felt really solid, we were able to expand our creative thinking into new realms with Elevation Nation. Whereas when we were struggling, it made it harder for us to think big picture.
Do you think young people want to go the corporate route, or do you think they want to start their own thing? This is very general, but yeah, you got the average business school student graduating. Do you think they want to go the corporate route?
I don't think they want to, but I think for many of them, they think they need to.
Do you think that's still the case?
Yeah.
Let's talk more about that.
I think that's still the case. I mean, I don't think any statistics have shown that that is different. Just because it's easier and more apparent that you can make money in side hustles doesn't necessarily mean that young people are searching for that. Because I think they look for stability. Becoming a young adult is scary. So finding something that's solid and stable to keep you, focused when you first become a young adult, I think for many people is important. I mean, Parker, I would never have gone, and I'm grateful I didn't go all in on Elevation Nation or any other business with you straight out of school. The stability
100%.
and the learnings that I got from being in the corporate world, the confidence that it gave me as a young person are extremely valuable. And even though I'm entrepreneurial and I have that creative passion, and of course, one day I'd love to build a portfolio business of entrepreneurship for myself, this is exactly how I'm supposed to start my career.
I spent the past weekend at Ohio State with a bunch of people graduating. My brother-in-law Mikey's graduating from Ohio State, and you make a great point. I was asking, what are you doing after college? Everyone's like, I'm going, I'm working the job. Most people are living at home and saving up money. And it's almost like it didn't even cross their mind that entrepreneurship could be an option. It didn't even cross the mind at all that entrepreneurship could be an option. Like everyone to your point, it's still there. Like the whole, you graduate college, you get a job, and then you kind of that's the prerequisite of being an adult, work in corporate America, start making some money. And I thought about it, and I was like, if they were going to start a company, they probably would have already done it. Or probably dabbled in entrepreneurship in college.
I don't know, man. I think it's very unfair to put on young people, if you're entrepreneurial, go start a business, find a problem. If you recall, you and I loved entrepreneurship, and we locked ourselves in a room with some other friends and brainstormed 1,000 different businesses, settled upon a food mass delivery business, did it for 2 weeks, and then gave up. I think it's a lot harder than people will admit to be an entrepreneur is finding that problem. And it's this beautiful moment where stars align, where the problem happens, you have a solution in your mind, and you have the entrepreneurial spirit to go and try to conquer it. And to say, why didn't you choose entrepreneurship? If there was an application process for young people to put their name in a ring, apply, and get an entrepreneurial-centric job, I'm sure they would do that. But it's a lot easier to just apply to 100 jobs, know that hopefully you'll get one of them, and be able to start your career and make money. It's the easier path. And I respect a lot of young people for doing it. I wouldn't do it any other way.
It's a good point. I mean, entrepreneurship's sexy. Starting your own thing looks sexy from the outside. But when you get into the grind of it and the consistency that you need to have day in and day out, I mean, we've said here many times, 6 years now, Elevation Nation, and I feel like we're just getting started. I feel like we're just hitting our stride and figuring out how we can actually make an impact. But now we have some skills, we have some understanding, and we have better awareness of our passions and our drives, and that is what young people, I think, really need to figure out early on, or not need to, just the faster you can figure that out for yourself, the more you can start to hone in how you spend your time. And that's what this comes down to. This is what this conversation comes down to, is that probably there's a significant drop in young people starting businesses because they want to spend their time doing things that aren't related to work. They want to enjoy life. They want to, not have to think about doing all that extra stuff to go make a buck or possibly not even make a buck. So then I sit here and think, Sam, here's a hypothetical question for you. If the government passed a law tomorrow and says you cannot get side income on top of your normal 9-to-5 job, making Elevation Nation an unpaid hobby, would you still show up every Tuesday and Thursday for a podcast recording?
I think that's the best decision that we've made, is by not focusing on money as the factor for success, which couldn't be possible if we didn't have full-time jobs paying our bills. Because, Parker, we have so many friends in entrepreneurship whom I love and respect, who have raised a lot of money, gotten a lot further in the entrepreneurial journey than we have, who have not had burnout but had to part ways because it wasn't financially feasible for them to continue anymore. Whereas for us, this is feasible and it brings us fulfillment. We're not relying on the money to move forward. And I think that's been the biggest strategic move that we've made that's helped us last this long. Is the number one reason we do Elevation Nation is because it feels amazing to be able to help elevate the mindset of young people, relate to them, speak in front of them, have our stories hit home, get comments, DMs, questions thrown our way. That's the most meaningful part of Elevation Nation and entrepreneurship. As soon as we become money is the number one thing, I think our motives will change and we might not think we are successful. And so I think we're doing it how we need to, and it's the only way and only reason that we've lasted this long.
It aligns with our core value and who we are. And that is what's kept us in the game. We feel good about spending time on it, knowing that there might not be a monetary reward at the end of the day. Young people, I think, need to try things and then find out their core value. And we're happy to have conversation with you. Listen, if you're trying to figure that out, talk to us. We have a ton of experience in helping us figure out, who we are, what we want in life, and what inspires us. And so with that, Sam, I think this tees up a perfect last question for this Fortitude 15. What's one piece of advice that you have for a college graduate who just walked across the stage, got their diploma, and is about to walk into the real world?
Give yourself some grace. You might be the best of the best in college. You might be middle of the road, or you might be the worst. Who knows where you ended up in your college career? Give yourself some grace to figure out young adulthood. Whether you were the best performer or the worst, everyone will find and figure out their path if you put in some work, if you focus on who you are at your core, trying new things, learning from as many people as possible, and being a good person. I think quite often we think that we're going to make a lot of money, make a huge impact, find our career path that we love every single day. That's hard. It's not easy. And it doesn't happen the first day you graduate and walk across that stage. So give yourself some grace to explore who you are and what young adulthood is all about.
Yeah, it's a great point. We live in this world of fast. You want fast dopamine. You want fast reinforcement. It's going to take time, and that's okay. Give yourself the grace to know that if you don't wake up every day and you don't feel fulfilled, it's okay. Just keep pressing. If you're not, finding your groove, it's okay. Keep pushing forward. Ramble on, That's what I like to say, Sam. My piece of advice, I said this on my TikTok, is it's actually a little different. This might surprise you. Be vocal. Stand up for something that you believe in. Be vocal in meetings. Be vocal in conversations. Be vocal at the local coffee shop. Be vocal online. Share your ideas with the world because you bring something of value to the world just by you being there. So vocalize your opinions. Vocalize your thoughts. We live in this world today where so many people are reverting to technology or AI to tell them what they need to be vocal about. Provide them that buttoned up, perfect, written thing or presentation. What's going to differentiate you in the world, and especially off at the beginning, is just vocalize your opinions and try to put some logic behind it And you will find with time that people will associate those opinions with you. And that will help you differentiate between others. I think right now, Sam, especially in this corporate world, if you want to one-up yourself and get off to a head start, be vocal. Say one thing in the meeting. Ask one question. And I guarantee you, you will already be off to a great start.
Until next week, Elevation Nation. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to Elevation Nation. If you enjoyed our conversation, hit that subscribe button to get notified when we release a new episode. If you would like to join Elevation Nation or get more information about the nation, please visit our website at www.elevationnation.io. Until next week, Elevation Nation, peace.